Powered by Riverside.
It's the Dynasty front office, and we are building you championships one trade at a time. Chad, our newest subscriber, do you have our trade banger of the week?
I sure do. Subscribing is not the only thing I can do. Yeah, so in our trade banger of the week, we have a 12-team Superflex 0.5 tight end premium. Team 1 receives CeeDee Lamb. Team 2 receives Tetairoa McMillan and Tyler Warren.
All right. Yeah, gentlemen. All right, Mike, why don't you tell me first, since Austin, this was your trade, right?
It was.
I'm a pretty big fan of the Tet side when you got someone that can be a top 12 wide receiver by the end of the season in Dynasty and top 5, if not top 3 tight end at the end of the season. Spoiler warning, I guess, for our tight end ranking show, but compare that with CeeDee Lamb, he can't really go much higher, right? And you're really helping yourself out, I think, at 2 positions. So I have the Tet side by quite a bit, but I can get it from both.
Yeah, I really disagree strongly. I'll take the Lamb. I'll take the Lamb side every time by a lot. Both of these guys could be, I mean, wide receiver and tight end 2 territory by the end of the year. They could both lose tons of value. Lamb's not losing value. Lamb is Lamb. He is the guy that you want to be. So to get from Tet to Lamb, it takes more than just like a late first for me.
But how many first round tight ends recently have actually lost value? Like even with
Dalton
Kyle
Kincaid?
Pitts. Well, yeah, but we're like 3 years from there now.
Yeah,
like
that took
last
time.
year. It took time. He was still pretty high going into last year.
But how many first round tight ends have actually hit lately?
No, but you're not really worried about that.
Pitts actually did in his first year. So
I mean, the hit rate's always going to be low. But when you're comparing, a guy like Tyler Warren to tight ends across the board, but when you're comparing him to guys that we compare him to as a prospect, I think odds are fairly decent.
But if you're me, you probably already got Mason Taylor and most likely Ferguson or Fannin in the draft. So Warren, I'm just saying, I valued the later tight ends at their cost so much more than Warren.
It sounds like you're really jealous you don't have any Tyler Warren.
I was going to say, just the later tight ends are the ones you always have the chance of hitting and have the least chance of hitting most of the time, I feel like. So
I'm not that jealous because I'm not tearing down 3 or 4 tiers just to get him. Just to get Tyler Warren. It's not the way I do things.
Nice.
Chad?
Yeah, I'll say this, and then I'll let it go. If I'm trading CeeDee Lamb, I want at least one thing that I'm sure I'm getting.
Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah. Chad?
I like the Tet side.
Nice.
So
A+ analysis there.
So we get paid.
Tyler Warren for me is one of the better tight end prospects of recent memory. I like him probably even more than I like him more than consensus. And then Tetairoa McMillan, I think, has not just wide receiver 1 potential, as in, top 12 wide receiver this year, but, I think he's from day one locked in as the number 1 wide receiver on his team, which is always helpful for a rookie that highly drafted. Bryce Young is kind of been missing a target like him, and he's shown already in preseason. We can say it's preseason, but they look for him, right? Tetairoa McMillan's been a part of the offense where they're saying, hey, we've got to get this guy the ball, and I like that from day one. This is how it's you can see that the connection's there. So I'm excited for both of those players. CeeDee Lamb's a guy that's getting to the age where you're going to want to start thinking about trying to get fair value for him sooner rather than later. But I totally get the point that you kind of want a sure thing. If I didn't like Tet and Warren so much, then I would probably lean towards Jesse's side as well.
All right. I told you why you guys were wrong. I'll let it go. That was Trade Banger of the Week, brought to you by Discord. If you would like to be featured on Trade Banger of the Week, join our Discord, and it could be you. Spin the front office.
Powered by Riverside.
You think the FBI watches us?
I think they do now.
I played the fifth.